errors. But within the false I called errors, there is the real I. Now, one of the pathways is the Karma Yoga. In Karma Yoga, what do? We serve others. Now, who is this we serving? I am serving somebody. Who is this I? It is the false I. And whom am I serving? Several hundreds and thousands of false I. So one false I, in an effort to forget the false I and come to the real I, is actually remembering so many other false I's. I hope I'm making myself clear. Okay, go ahead.
The one real I, which is eternally free, gets apparently bound by this process, and it is eternally trying to forget and trying to remember at one and the same time.
So it wants to forget itself. But in the process of forgetting the false I, it is strengthening or remembering the false I all the more by the pathway of either Karma Yoga, ya Bhakti Yoga, ya Dhyan Yoga. Dhyan Baba is not mentioned in this message, but that's another on meditation and all that. So Baba says that we have been doing this. In fact, earlier also we had done this. Anything that is performed from the platform of the false I, anyway, I'll come to that. It only binds. You may do so many good things, but it only binds you with the good karmas. Go ahead.
Simultaneously, it is.
Yeah,
Trying to forget and trying to remember.
right.
In another type of yoga, Bhakti Yoga, the real I, while acting the part of the false I, tries to worship the real. The false I cannot be anything but false, and it cannot have any conception of the real I. The real I, acting as false I, forms a false conception of the real I. Then what does the false I say? It says, "Oh real I worship thee in all."
So we are also too much into worship. We may go to Baba Samadhi, it's a worship. We go to some other mandir, masjid, gurdwara, Agyari, Atash Behram, church, yes. Or we have a photograph of Baba, we have an idol of Baba, murti of Baba, and we worship. So at the time of worshipping, we feel falsely that that is the real I, but actually that is also a false I. So one false I worshipping the other false I in the assumption that I am worshipping the real I. So Baba says that also is not possible. Sorry?
Baba's photo is not false I.
Baba's photo is very much false I. Why not? In fact, Baba said that my coming over here in your midst is a falsity. If you read, okay, I'll come. You go ahead. Then I'll zero down on what Rakesh asked today afternoon. So that's a moot point, but I wanted to, carry the whole message through.
And the tragedy is that when the false I prays to the two and worships the real I, it sees and comes across only the innumerable false eyes.
I am assuming that I am worshipping the real I, but I cannot have a clue of what is the real I because I am coming from the platform of the false I. So anything that I am perceiving, conceiving, thinking or believing is nothing but the various types of false I. So I am worshipping a false I.
In fact, it worships other false eyes rather than the one and real I.
Now, it is worshipping other false I rather than the one and real I. Now, here is, please understand, this is my concept, this is my understanding of, I always use the word, my limited understanding of things. Now, when Baba talks about the real I, where do you find the real I? There is only one place. And Baba says, within you. Here in all these processes, I am trying to find the real I outside of me. By serving other false eyes or by worshipping other false I. But the whole crux of the issue is that the real I is within myself and not outside of me. As Baba has very beautifully said, You may search anywhere in the whole world, but finally, when you have to find God, you will find Him as your real self. Where? Within yourself. Okay, go ahead.
However, the path of love, Prema Yoga, is unique because on it, the real I plays the part of the false I while it itself overtly remains in the background as the beloved. And while continuing to play this part, it burns or consumes its false ego to remain ultimately itself as the beloved.
Now, here it's a little tricky in the sense, and Baba keeps on hinting at that, that whatever you do, you think it is Baba doing and not you. In other words, the real I is within ourselves. The false I is projecting outside of ourselves into whatever seva, bhakti, whatever it may be. Here Baba says that although here also last paragraph is important, however, the path of love is unique. Why it is unique? Because on it, on what? On the path of love. Here also, the real I plays the part of the false I, while it itself covertly remains in the background as the beloved. So here it is that the business is between I and I. The business is not between I and some other outside I. I am searching for God, not now outside. I am searching for my beloved, not outside of me, but within myself. So the real I is in the background as the beloved, and the false I is outside as the lover. And as the lover walks the path of prem or love towards the beloved, gradually the whole process of loving the beloved within it makes the lover in the sense the false I, weaker and weaker and weaker till such time when the real I merges, sorry, the false I merges with the beloved and realizes itself as the
Yes.
same as the real I myself. So here it's a little, let's try to understand. So while it itself covertly remains in the background as the beloved, and while continuing to play this part, it burns or consumes its false ego to remain ultimately itself as the beloved. Baba time and time again tells us, that whatever you think, whatever you feel, whatever you speak, whatever you do, honestly and sincerely feel that it is not you who is doing, it is Baba who is doing. In other words, in such a process, the false I gradually disintegrates itself, is annihilated, and what remains finally, Baba says, okay, you will actually experience that your false I never existed. That all the time it was I, as the real I, who was doing all these things and playing the part of the false I. The moment the part played by the false I is gradually diminished through the process of thinking, feeling, behaving, believing that is the real I who is doing, automatically the false I is annihilated. So now go ahead.
In in Araj, for example, the real I acts as the false I and loves the real I within.
Within, the whole point is in all the other processes, we are trying to pursue the real I outside of us. Got it? Whereas here in the Prema Marga, what is happening is you are pursuing it within yourself, and that Baba says is the best path of all the paths. Somebody did ask Baba, what is your secret or what are you here for? And Baba said, my job is to annihilate the false ego. And when I say annihilate, it means the false ego, because Baba had very beautifully said, ego is astitva. Ego is existence. Ego is the real thing. Ego cannot be annihilated. Mind is to be annihilated and ego is to be transformed.
On the one hand, there is the real I, and on the other, there is the false I as Araj. But these are not two separate eyes. The false eye, as Arach, tries to bestow love on the real I. And that is why, with gradual increase in love and with greater intensity of longing, the false I, by degrees, gets more and more consumed, effaced by love. All the while, the real I, as the beloved, remains in the background as it really is. Eventually, when the false I is totally consumed, there remains neither the false I nor love. The beloved, as the real I, reigns supreme as one infinite, indivisible self.
In other words, there has to be love, there has to be longing,
Mm.
and in stages, not all at once, in stages, as the false I is being annihilated, the real I gradually manifests itself. And at the end of the journey, we will find that all this game of love between the beloved and the lover is all bunkum. Actually, there's no such thing as love game, because he is the only one who is self-existing. So here Baba says, eventually when the false I is totally consumed, there remains neither the false I nor love. Even love does not remain, because in order to have love, there has to be dui, a lover and a beloved. But at the end of the journey, you realize that there's only one. And all this time, I was hoodwinked, or I was in a state of illusion, in a state of delusion. The beloved as the real I reigns supreme as one infinite, indivisible self. Now, the question that Rakesh asked this afternoon was, Cyrus ji,
I have read in other posts of Baba words saying the same thing. My question is, what if while serving one feels the oneness? Same while worshipping. If one feels he's worshipping the real I within oneself, still it won't work?
That's what, see, if you are worshipping the real I within, then of course it will work. That is basically the same thing. But the point here is, in worship, you aggrandize your false I. In seva or karma yoga, you aggrandize your false I. It is well nigh impossible for you to feel that you are not the server. If you can do it, well and good, but it doesn't happen. That's what Baba said, that in all these yogas, there is a certain bada, there's a certain limitation beyond which you cannot go. It is only in love, genuine longing, true, honest, sincere longing, that the false I gradually disentangles or dismantles itself in the longing to become one with the beloved. It doesn't seem to happen in the pathway of karma or in worship. Go ahead.
I understand it is almost impossible for one to truly feel that way.
Correct.
While being in illusion. So, what exactly changes?
What exactly changes, I would, again, my understanding, when it comes to love, you are loving the beloved who is within you. Because God, see, it is something like, where have you placed your wallet? If your wallet is placed under the carpet and you are searching at so many else places, you won't find it. You will only find it where it is. So my understanding would be, because the aspect of love is connected with the false I and the real I within yourself, they're all one, compact. And that is why it makes the task so much easier, rather than to achieve that goal in somebody else's. Like, even if you see, you are doing karma yoga, what are you doing? You are serving the others. Now you may think that it is not I who is serving, but it is not so easy not to feel that I am serving. Or you may feel that you are serving another, so that another is nobody but false I. How do you identify and recognize the real I within the other self, when the only way to realize the I is within us? This is how I would look at it. Rakesh, is that clear, or still have any questions?
How does that yoga love work in illusion while the other two do?
Because Because you see, why is it so impossible to find God? Baba's answer, Baba had asked this question. It is because you are searching for something you have never lost. You see, so you never lost, but where will you find him? The whole point is, where will you find him? There was that joke of a particular community, since this is going public, I won't name. Somebody is searching for what we call as Pauli. Pauli is Charani. Charani is 25 paisa. In colloquial language, Pauli kam means thora kam hai. It's not. So somebody is searching for a Pauli which is fallen on the street, and a friend of that person goes by and says, "What have you lost?" He says, "Oh, I've lost a Pauli." So okay, good luck. He goes after doing the shopping early morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. He returns. Still, the person is searching there, and he couldn't find. So the good neighbor says, "Can I help you? I'll help you to find your Pauli." Pauli is the 25 paisa coin. Once upon a time, it used to be charana, we call it. So then the second man asked a very pertinent question. Where did you lose it? So he says, "Oh, I lost it somewhere over there." Then he said, "But if you lost it there, why are you searching here?" He said, "Because there is light. There was a lamppost and there is light here." So in the same way, we are all searching for God. We are all Paulikam in that sense. We are all searching for God in a place where he will not be found. He should be searched for where he can be found. And the only place that houses the Lord, the beloved, is within us. So that is my logic of what Baba is trying to say. Rakesh?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So, the gist of it all that I gathered is that in loving, self forgetfulness comes naturally, and all the other two yoga, self aggrandizement comes naturally.
Perfect.
Big difference lies there.
Perfect.
Thank
Because
you.
love is, the meaning of love is that the whole focus, the whole concern is for the well-being of the other. And here the well-being of the real beloved within us. That way. All right. So now that we have done this, and our Rakesh Acharya is also online. So now let's start with this new chapter. It's page number 83, and the chapter is an offering to you. So basically, it tallies with what we did just now. An offering to you. Go ahead.
Cyrus, sorry, Jai Baba.
Not at all, Sevin. Go ahead.
I just wanted to know, there is Dhyan Yoga and Gyan Yoga also. So did Baba mention anything? Gyan would be knowledge?
Dhyan would be knowledge. Yeah.
And Dhyan is meditation.
Meditation,
So
correct.
you were going to say something about that because that is Advaita. Would that be?
No, the point that Baba talked about is that at the final stage of realizing God, there has to be intense longing and love to become one with Him. Whereas what meditation, the highest point in meditation is samadhi. And samadhi means there is no thought in the mind. There is no feeling of the mind. It is blank. That is the highest in meditation. Correct? So Baba says meditation cannot be. In fact, in one place I read Baba writing that not one soul has reached the goal through the pathway of meditation. The maximum that one can go is up to the sixth plane of consciousness, which is that of a peer, where he can see God in everyone and everything. And Baba even mentioned the name of Aurobindo Ghosh, where through his own effort in meditation, he reached the sixth state of consciousness, but he could not cross over from the sixth to the seventh because what is required is love, intense longing, which is absent in meditation. Because meditation will reach you to absolute calm, absolute peace, absolute blankness, no thought. But that is not the stage which is required to become one with God. That's what Baba said. And that is why Baba also mentioned for Aurobindo that Baba had to help him push from the sixth to the seventh. There's a chapter, there's a reference to that where on the night when Aurobindo, on the day when Aurobindo passed over, Baba called for his photograph, Aurobindo's photograph, in the bedroom. People monthly were wondering what happened, and next day the announcement was that he passed over. And then Baba did indicate that I had to push him from the 6th to the 7th. So in other words, even with love, let me tell you, even with love, the final push, the final jump from the 6th to the 7th, from the dream to the awake state, from the Dvaita to the Advaita, from the illusion to the reality can only happen with the help of the existing living perfect master or the avatar who's the eternal living perfect master. The whole scheme of things is such that you cannot achieve God realization through your own effort. It has to come as a help from the living perfect master or the avatar. You got it, Samin?
Yes, thank you so much. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. You're offering.
One evening, I was invited by my old social work colleagues to attend an award ceremony. There, individuals eminent in their fields were recognized for their outstanding contributions and spoke on various social issues such as fair distribution of the world's wealth, service to the poor, and the upliftment of women. One speaker who especially touched me was renowned for her work with the lepers. All these figures sincerely shared their views, and it seemed that the lives they led were a testament to their beliefs. I was greatly impressed by everyone who spoke and so influenced that for a few moments I wondered whether during the past years I should have offered my services to one of these worthy causes. My mind was perplexed over the choices I had made in my life that had led me to move away from involvement in social action. I pondered whether having taken part in one of these activities would have helped draw me closer to you. It was like having many beautiful flowers before me and not knowing whether you wanted me to pick one to place at your feet. In such a state, I returned home. As I walked in the door and was crossing the room to sit in my favorite chair, I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned around to find you standing behind me, smiling. What made you come here? I asked. Do I not come whenever you need me? You asked. As I nodded gratefully, you added, are you feeling torn over something? I am. When I think of all I could be doing for you, well, there are so many ways of being of service in life that I respect. I've already chosen my path towards you, but I wonder if I'm doing enough.
See, many of us go through this phase of seeing other people coming to eminent positions, doing so many other things, running NGOs, now we call it NGO, and doing so much of social work. I'm digressing a little bit. There is a lot of difference between doing a social work and doing spiritual work. This is what Baba has differentiated. I got it from Bauji, that in social work there is a very great scope of aggrandizing our ego. And when we do, oh, I've done this, I've done that, I'm helping this many children to study, I'm doing this, I'm serving the lepers, whatever, it aggrandizes our ego, and it gives us good karmas, no doubt. We are accumulating a lot of good karmas, but ultimately it's a binding. Spiritual work would be just a smile to somebody, some drooping heart, or just a tap on the shoulder, or just to put your hand on somebody's chest and say, don't worry, God is there, everything will be all right. That is according to Baba. And when you do it sincerely as if it is coming from Baba, it really encourages the other person. Whereas in a social work, there is every probability that people become dependent upon you and will look up to you all the time. You will feel that I have obliged somebody, and somebody would be feel under the obligation.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Mr. Reda. How are you doing?
Yes, Miss Mayor Patel, how are you doing? All right. All right. See, but good. So here, what the author is feeling that everybody is doing such great things, and I am, in a sense, a good for nothing fellow. Hardly I have done anything. Similar thought had come to Bhauji when he read once in the newspaper. Baba would make people monthly read out what Baba called bogus news. So the people, the monthly would read the headlines, and then Baba would just snap and say next headline, next headline, next headline. And if Baba is interested in a certain topic, Baba would say read the whole passage. So once there was some famine or some kind of a drought or whatever in some place, I think it was West Bengal, Calcutta, that side, and Bauji read that somebody has helped so much, thousands of rupees, lakhs of rupees by serving, giving blankets and food and all that. And a thought occurred in Bauji's mind: is what am I doing here? I'm just rotting over here, doing nothing. And this person, they are really, serving the humanity. And what am I doing? Baba immediately, as usual, caught him in the thought and said, "What are you thinking?" And ultimately, Baba said that no, he's not doing anything good. He's doing it. First of all, it's ill-gotten money, let's say. And then whatever he's doing for his own name, for his own fame, to aggrandize his ego so that his name comes in the newspaper. Whereas here you are having no name, no fame, no existence, sort of. And yet you are serving the one who is serving the universe. And therefore, in effect, you are serving the universe and you are doing a much greater work. So here, Balnatuji also feels that I'm not doing anything. What is it? I'm just trying my level best to please you and do whatever I can do for you. So that's the thought which many of us may go through and compare ourselves with others who are supposedly doing very good work in the world. If you want, you can read the paragraph again.
I when I think of all I could be doing for you, well, there are so many ways of being of service in life that I respect. I've always chosen my path towards you, but I wonder if I'm doing enough.
Everybody feels that we are not really doing enough. We could have done better. We could have done still more.
You will not be able to follow all the paths that you appreciate. Trying to be like others, even if you are deeply impressed by them, prevents you from realizing your own potential being. Follow the path that comes naturally to you. At the same time, be aware that I will guide you to your destined path.
This is a very important sentence. Follow the path that comes naturally to you. Even in our Baba community, there are people who attend some workshops. They go here, there, everywhere in order to so-called improve themselves. It's perfectly okay, nothing. But does it come naturally to you? Or we are doing it because somebody else has done it and you feel left out? Oh, I have not attended this course or I have not done this. So here Baba says, you will not be able to follow all the paths that you appreciate. We appreciate somebody else doing some good thing, and we should feel satisfied with that. We should feel the joy of somebody's doing it. But here we don't feel joy. We feel that, oh, I should have done this as well. How is it that this person is able to do it and I am not? So Baba says, you will not be able to follow all the paths that you appreciate. Trying to be like others, even if you are deeply impressed by them, prevents you from realizing your own potential being. Each one of us is unique. Each one of us has got different potentiality, and we should tap into that. We should delve deep into that as to what am I good at, and then try to work on that potential rather than trying to import somebody else's potential. Follow the path that comes naturally to you. This is very important. Follow the path that comes naturally to you. Many people, talk about meditation. It's very good. I'm not disputing at all. Talk about karma yoga, giving food to the poor. Everything is good. If it comes naturally to you, do it. Do it with the spirit of Baba is doing through you. That's all. Whatever comes naturally to you. Not that I have fed so many children, or I do this feeding the poor, or I go to some sanstha to teach something or help. Do it if it comes naturally, and do it as if you are not the doer. As simple as that. Very simple formula. So Baba says, follow the path that comes naturally to you. At the same time, be aware that I will guide you to your destined path. If anything that we do, the impetus, the trigger is Baba's guidance within us, then my feeling is that it will go very smoothly and comfortably well. But if we are doing it just to compete with somebody else who's doing the same thing, then I don't know whether it works or does not work.
So I am on the right path. I said looking for confirmation. If you honestly think you are on the right path, then that is good news. If you feel that you have found the path, then it is bad news. For when you lead the way, you will have to carry the burden of your having found it, which can be as heavy as a stone on your own back. But if you experience that its discovery comes through my grace, for it is always an act of grace that you are on the path, then that walk towards your home in me will be as light as a breeze passing gently through an avenue of trees. Oh.
Superb. Here, the thought process. The author is asking, am I on the right path? Many people ask, I'm getting this kind of feeling or this kind of visions and this kind of images, or am I on the right path? The moment you ask, am I on the right path? It means that you do not have trust in if you ask somebody, am I doing the right thing? It means you are not coming from your own beingness. I would look at it that way, because if you are really coming from there, deep down, you will have no need for somebody endorsing that what you're doing is correct or right. I hope I'm coming across properly. Many people follow certain path and then say, oh, am I doing the right thing or am I on the wrong? That means you don't have confidence. You do not have the conviction that what you are getting is your own, is Baba's grace that is you are discovering within. So here Baba is so superbly saying, if you honestly think you are on the right path, then it is good news. If you honestly feel that you are on the right. If you feel that you have found the path, that means I have found my path. The I is there, then the path becomes a load like a stone around my neck, something like that, But if I feel that I have discovered something from within as a matter of Baba's grace is there, and that grace is pointing me towards certain discovery, then the path becomes very light and fluffy. I'll repeat this. Yeah, just let me complete this sentence. If you feel that you have found the path, then it is bad news, Baba says. For when you lead the way means you as the I, as the ego. When you lead the way, you will have to carry the burden of your having found it, because you have found it. But if you experience that its discovery comes through my grace, if you feel that whatever you are, wherever you are, is nothing but the grace, nothing but the gift, nothing but the blessing from the Lord, then it becomes very light. For it is always an act of grace that you are on the path. You can never be on your path, on any path, based on your own finding. It is always a result of Baba's grace. Then that walk towards your home, in me, home is capital H, in me, capital M, will be as light as a breeze passing gently through an avenue. An avenue is a passage of trees. And I am reminded of Mehrazad, beautiful avenue of trees, avenue of trees. I'm digressing a little bit, going into a little bit of reminiscence for those who have been to Mehrazad. those days when we used to go from Bombay Center in what we call as Lal Dabba. Lal Dabba means red ST bus, ordinary bus, and we would have stacked all our bedroll. In those days, we used to carry the rolling bedroll luggage up, and virtually every time the bus goes through that avenue of trees, some luggage or the other will get entangled in the trees and it will fall down thump. And the person has to be active. Then one of us will get down and take the luggage off. So that was just a beautiful thought of those days. I'm talking about the 70s. Yes, Rakesh, go ahead.
Yeah, I understand this thing about the path that was just mentioned, that the moment you assert or you ask that you're on path, this is understandable. But when you said, someone can be in genuine doubt, unsure of, whether whatever he's doing or thinking is right or wrong. So where would you, put that?
That is what Baba is saying. That the moment you have doubt, that means it is not a result of Baba's grace. Because when you have the intuitive inner voice of Baba, it is unmistakable. It is unmistakable. You cannot ever doubt whether I am right or wrong. It is so smooth flowing, and every moment there is an inner guidance coming through, and there will be no place for doubt in the consciousness, and therefore, as Soumya says, no place for ratification by somebody else whether I'm doing right or wrong. Got it?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. See, the voice of God, conscience, whatever, it may seem very feeble, but it is unmistakable. And in effect, it is so strong that there is no place for doubt. You just know that this is what you're supposed to do, and then you do it. And that can only be the result of His grace and not our finding the path. Right.
I tried to take in the wisdom of your words as I thought back to the ceremony earlier in the evening. Many of the speakers I heard today are trailblazers.
Trailblazers are pathfinders. Trailblazers are somebody who leads the way. Yeah, they are doing forerunner, you can say. Pioneers. Okay.
They have done a lot of good through their sense of purpose and dedication to their cause. Isn't that true? Yes, but remember, even good, selfless acts can become like golden chains that bind.
Again and again, Baba is saying the same thing. That if you do very good deeds, it's fine. Nobody stops you. But it is a binding of good chain. Which means what? That means you will have to reap the fruits of that goodness which you have done by good happening to you, maybe in some other lifetime. But again, that's a cycle. So better would be, not to be selfish. We have done this before. Selfishness to selflessness to selfness. Selfness is about the duality of selfishness and selflessness. So Baba is pointing in that direction where you may do all the good that you have to do, that you feel like doing, but without the slightest trace of I am the doer. That is all that Baba is trying to say. Okay.
Damned if you do and damned if you don't.
It's a beautiful thing. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. We are expected to do good, but in the process of doing good, we are getting bound. So damn if you do, damn if you don't. But there is a middle way out, and the way out is do good, because the pathway to God is through good only. But do good in a manner that you are not the doer. That is the magical trick. That is the chavi. That is the key to that. Yeah.
I laughed, but then looked at you to see if you disapproved of my boldness. You seem to have enjoyed my daring, and so I asked, wouldn't it be hard for some of them to think that all their efforts and service are because of your will? Whether they are aware of it or not does not change the fact that their good deeds are acts of my grace, for I play my part through all. If they attribute their accomplishments to a higher divine power that guides them in all they do, then I become the doer in them.
Superb. All deeds emanate from Baba. So here Baba says that whether they believe in that or not is immaterial. I do my work of gracing everybody. But if they are having this wisdom, spiritual wisdom, I would say, in attributing all the good that they have done to all the people as if it is my grace, then I become the doer, Baba says. And when I become the doer, it does not bind them. Again and again, we are repeating the same thing. Kartutva, Vivan, Karta, doership should not be there in whatever we do. So here Baba says, if they attribute their accomplishments to a divine, higher divine power, not necessarily Meher Baba, they may believe in anything, to a higher divine power, that the divine power that guides them in all they do, then I become the doer. So the moment somebody becomes the doer, the bondage or binding comes to that person. Now Baba, of course, is not cannot be bound, So automatically all the acts that one has done, it does not bind that person because he or she is attributing that accomplishment to some divine power and does not clamor for, for talia and all that, oh, I have done it.
That then you added, your personal conviction should not restrict you, convicting you to solitary confinement in the prison cell of an exclusive idea. Instead, you should feel free to move equally with all as a lark flying in the sky. Your company should be a kind of invitation to those whom you meet to exchange views on life without being dogmatic. One's convictions about life should not give rise to pride or stubbornness. Live your conviction by offering all your speech and actions back to me, the giver.
So in other words, just because you feel that doing good will bind you, do not be a recluse. Do not feel, do not feel that you don't want to go out into the world and mix with the people because your ideas are quite different. So Baba says, I'll just quickly read, your personal conviction should not restrict you, convicting you to solitary confinement in the prison cell of your exclusive idea. Instead, you should be like a lark. Lark is a bird, small bird, chirping here, there, everywhere. So be like a lark flying in the sky and mingling and mixing with everybody. And then Baba goes on to say that your company should be a kind of invitation to those whom you meet to exchange views on life without being dogmatic. Don't be dogmatic. Don't tell people this is wrong, this is right, my view only is correct. You are doing good work, but you think you are doing so that will bind you and all that. So here dogmatic is a belief in a superior opinion or something. My opinion is better, something like that. All right. Live your conviction by offering all your speech and actions back to me. Everything, offer it back to him, the giver. Have you read this? No.
Then you will not look down on others as being inferior to you, whoever they are or whatever they may be doing. Instead of feeling any superior air, you will be able to appreciate others and the way they live their lives, and you will also be free to share your own way of life.
In other words, don't be opinionated, don't judge other people. Each one has their own journey to follow according to their own samskars or karmas. But you should not become very dogmatic and say, my ideas, my thoughts are superior to yours. Just mingle in a very easy manner. Share your ideas. If somebody accepts it, well and good. If somebody does not accept it, well and good.
I could only say yes as I felt lost in your statements, but a doubt quickly arose, clouding my mind. How can others incorporate into their lives of noble service this beautiful conviction in you if they do not know of you?
Many people ask the same question. Oh, we are reading Baba's literature, but there are so many people who don't know about Baba. How will they know about this absolute secret of doing things and yet not being bound by those doing things? So how will people know if they don't know you, if they don't read you?
You responded to my inner thought. It is only necessary to bridge the distance between mind and heart so that they may work in unison. When my wish unfolded that you be convinced of me, something inside you just clicked, and there was no need for you to use words to convince yourself. I nodded in agreement. It's true. When I first became convinced about you, I no longer identified so strongly with the causes I was active in. The focus of my life automatically turned in the direction of striving to please you through all that I do.
So, in other words, I would interpret, do not be concerned about how people, the moment I, as Baba, feel that I need to convince you about a certain thing, automatically something will change within you and you will be convinced. And then the author says, yes, I agree, because I was chasing so many beautiful so-called social causes, and the moment I got to know about you, then my pursuing the causes continue. But the supreme important, the most important thing is to ensure that I please you. So here he says, the focus of my life, I no longer identified so strongly with the causes I was active in. The focus of my life automatically turned in the direction of striving in pleasing you through all that I do. So, in other words, the underlying factor should be, irrespective of what we do in life, the underlying factor should be, how do I please my beloved Meher Baba in whatever I am doing, wherever I am doing, in whosoever's company I may be. The underlying factor should be to please him.
And I have been pleased. Continue onward in this way without condemning the path you have left behind or the people still on that path. Hold these people in high regard, but don't be so impressed by their approach that you feel you have to give up your own direction for theirs.
In other words, you must appreciate everyone and everything, every goodness that everybody is doing, but do not be carried away by them. Do not be so impressed that you want to leave your path and follow their path. That way.
All have unique paths that take them to me, just as no two snowflakes are identical. Do not try to imitate anyone. If you wish to become like another or do as another does, although it's not obvious, no, the pride is latent in that because you are in fact thinking of yourself.
See, now that means there is an element of ego. There is an element of pride. When you are so impressed by the other person, you are leaving your unique path and you want to follow somebody else's path because you feel that there is a lot of more scope or whatever it is. In other words, Baba says there is pride inherent in that crossing over to some other path.
Instead, cultivate an appreciation of others without expecting the same from yourself. This will remove your inhibitions, the cage created by comparing yourself to others, and will allow me within you to blossom in a natural way.
So here Baba is encouraging the author that appreciate the other. Appreciate whatever the other is doing without you being impressed so much that you want to change. And once you do that, here I'll read the whole last one. If you wish to become like another or do as other does, although it's not obvious, it may not be obvious, know that pride is latent in that because you are in fact thinking of yourself. The I comes, the yourself comes. Instead, cultivate appreciation of others without expecting the same from yourself. Do not expect that people should appreciate you. This will remove your inhibitions. What are inhibitions? Baba says, the cage created by comparing yourself to others. And you will allow me within you to blossom in a natural way.
I could see now how it was a pitfall to look to others as a measure of my own worth and sense of purpose.
That means we are comparing ourselves with the measure of what others have already achieved. It was a pitfall. It was wrong. It was not correct for me to do that.
Responding to my thought, you added, I expect you to stand on your own legs with the own legs, your conviction born of understanding. When you do this, your inner concepts will change, opening up larger vistas in your responses to life and to people and life in general.
That means once we are convinced that I am where my Baba wants me to be, then automatically appreciation of others comes. Naturally, it flows. We in somebody else's achievement, we feel the joy as if we have achieved something. Naturally, it will come. There will be no comparison. There will be no bitterness. There will be no envy. There won't be any such thing.
I closed my eyes and imagined
The
various personalities from the evening's award ceremony and felt a wave of new appreciation for them and their part in life, as well as a renewed commitment to my own work of surrendering myself to you through binding myself more to you.
So what is my work? By surrendering myself to you and binding myself more and more to you, whatever the work I may be doing.
When I opened my eyes, I found you had gone. On the chair, you had placed a lovely purple forget-me-not. With deep gratitude, I pictured you before me in my mind's eye and lovingly beseeched you. May this flower serve as a reminder to live my conviction as an offering to you.
So here we end this chapter. Any question? We still have, I think, 2 minutes more. Is it? Yes, 2 more minutes. So here basically the sum and substance of this chapter is whatever your path is, it's a unique path. Do not compare it with others. And that path, if it comes as a grace from Baba, all the more there is no need to be envious of others, to compare others, And as much of our I or ego is less, as much as our offering, surrenderance, resignation to the Lord is there, so much we become lighter and so much we can move faster and further in coming closer and closer to Baba. This is how I would look at it, because many of us do compare ourselves with others. Oh, he has achieved this, he has done this, what am I doing? The point is, I think everything starts from within. And that's why we keep repeating the same thing. That first and foremost, we need to enthrone beloved Baba in our own being. No other, I'm sorry if I'm hurting somebody's feeling, no other deity, no other so-called gods. They are there respectfully. We respect each one, but you cannot compare them with the avatar of the age, the highest of the high, the Lord of lords, the King of kings. And once we have enthroned, make a link with him, connect with him in any which way, whether you are playing, whether you are traveling, whether you are whatever you're doing. Just make that connection. And once the connection is fit, then he will find a way to communicate to us and through us. And once that link of connection is made, then by and large, I say our life becomes quite smooth flowing. Not that difficulties would not be there, problems will not be there, accidents would not be there, sicknesses would not, nothing of that sort. Everything will be there, but we will not lose our composure. We will not get shaken up. We will know that Baba is with us and he will help us to overcome that. That's about all. Yes, Dinesh bhai. Go ahead. Dinesh. Dinesh, are you asking? Would you like to ask a question? There's a hand raised up. No, okay. Bolo. Go ahead.
You just now said you have to make the connection. You like just came one thing and like Nadu made it, right?
Yeah, of course. And you also made it. We all made it. Just that the connections are different. Yeah.
But this is very glaring example in front of us.
Yeah. I'm not very. Your voice is not very clear.
One sec. Is it clear now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. That's what just when you said you have to make connection with Baba. Immediately I came like Nadu made it. I wanted to write message.
I'm still not very clear. I'm so sorry. A lot of noise and echo coming from your.
Maybe my airport is not proper. Shall I disconnect my airport and stick?
Okay. As long as the heart phone is good, earphone may not be good, but if the heart phone is good, then it is fine.
I understand.
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
Call me, but on personal chat we can talk. But I think what you are trying to say is that Balnatu did have a connection. Yes, a profound connection, and we are all capable with the same caliber of connectivity if we are honest and sincere about that connection. And so let us wish all of us all the best to keep trying to conduct ourselves in a manner that we please him. Okay, sir. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Sukar Mer Baba ki Jai. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.